Hello, friends, and welcome. As many of you know, I have been suffering with sinus stuff from COVID and sinusitis. And I have other friends who are suffering these days from allergies and COVID and da 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 da. So I thought I would just share with you a couple of things I've been doing to tend to my sinuses, so to speak. And if you're a glasses wearer, I would take your glasses off because we're going to do a little massaging across the face. And then before we get into that, just to put out there, if you're not familiar with neti pots, it's a saline solution in a pot and you run it through your nose. That's a great way to get bacteria out of there and help the sinuses. You can also do tenting where you have, it could just be, water with steam, so hot water with steam coming up. I like to put eucalyptus in mine and or peppermint. Close your eyes, the peppermint, because it gets a little tingly. And then just tent and just breathe that in for 5-10 minutes, something like that. There are a number of ways that we can try to take care of our sinuses, but this is one way that's a physical thing that we can do. Right, so go ahead and bring your fingertips up right by the bridge of your nose, right? And by the way, just simply moving that a little bit back and forth can just start to get a little bit of movement up through the maxillary, and then you also have some sinuses up top too, right? So you can move that around and see if that doesn't feel nice or kind of help the area. And then we're going to put our fingertips, however many you want, whichever ones you want, up on the bridge of the nose. And when you come down, pull with pressure, right? How much you need to gauge that for yourself, right? I like to use a little bit of pressure to just kind of pull down and in. And I'm going kind of towards the bottom of my eye socket across those sinuses to hopefully pull down on these a little bit, but also put a little pressure across those others. And I like to do that a few times in a row, so if that's feeling good to you, if you have so much pressure built up that you have headaches and things like that, and this is not okay right now, then, don't do it while it's in the middle of that major inflammation. But I find it to give me a lot of relief more often than not. And then we're going to go ahead and if you bring your fingertips right up into the eyebrows, right at the place in between, you lead out just a little bit. There's this little indentation that you'll feel under your fingers, and just pause there. And again, you're going to put some pressure. I like to actually have my head a little forward, so instead of me having to push back into my head, I can just let the weight of my head come down into my fingers. Right? And I like to even brace my elbows against my body for that, so my shoulders aren't as active. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to go across the eyebrows, just follow that eyebrow line. And when you start getting to the outside of the eyebrow, you'll find another little indentation on the outsides. And the same thing, you might pause there and put a little bit of pressure. It's a little harder to lean down into this one. You might come up and just push in, right? Whatever works for you. And then, I like to go up to my temples because they're right there, and why not? And you can just put pressure on them or circle them or whatever feels good. And we're going to do that one again. So again, just start at the middle of the eyebrows and then start to move out, and you'll feel pretty quickly just a baby little indentation. Putting some pressure into there in whatever way works best for your body. And then go ahead and move across the eyebrows, come to the outside, and when you hit that outer indentation, put a little bit of pressure into that outer indentation. And maybe moving out into your temples, they're called. And since we're there and all, let's go ahead and just pull down on the outer edge of the face that you're going to catch the jawline, right? And just go ahead and pull that bottom jaw down away from that top jaw and release any tension there. And let's do that one more time. And then just pause. Hands can come down to the lap. Nice, tall, long spine. And I'm not saying it's going to remove every bit of mucus you have in your sinuses, but hopefully there's a little bit of relief maybe, or it feels like you can breathe for at least the moments that you kind of gently pull on those areas. Hands together at the heart if you want to join me for a quick namaste. So again, hopefully that's just something you can do just to get a little bit of relief and just tend to all that lymphatic stuff that we do, right? All that stuff just moves that around to try to keep it as healthy as possible. May you be well, friends. May you not get sinusitis like me.